It was after that. It was after those trips that I... Oh, crap. Yikes. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Minecraft. Don't bother with the clones. That's right, there's only one Exploration and Tactics with Brian. In today's episode, we're going to do some caving underneath the mushroom biome, and I'm going to tell you some stories from over Christmas time, although they're mostly going to be stories of things that I have bought and how things have not turned out. Brian doesn't buy much stuff, and there's a reason. Let's go ahead and get started. Hello, and welcome back to more Exploration and Tactics with Brian. I have done a bit of work off camera, back that way and other ways, as I kind of suggested or alluded to at the end of the previous episode, but we will come to that later on in this episode. To go ahead and get this episode started, although we did kind of find the dungeons that I was looking for in this abandoned mineshaft area, there's still a lot more resources that we could get in here, and so I wanted to do some caving because that would also give me an opportunity to tell some stories from over the holidays, since it's been a while since I've had a chance to tell many stories to you guys. And so I'm going to find a suitable place to go ahead and get started, and then we'll go into story time. Alright, here are some suitable caves to explore as I do some storytelling. Alright, that one was not very suitable, but I believe there's more over here. Oh, what a great start. You go 2 steps into a cave and it ends. Yes, this looks nice and wide open. I'm sure there'll be plenty for us to explore over here, although I wouldn't mind closing off some of this. Oh, the water's just going to flow out. Different spots. Can I put one there and close it all off? Hooray! Great. Let's start over this way. Why not? And let's just go ahead and be clever like that. Ha! All right. Ooh, is that like another ravine or no? It's just like falling into. We'll jump down here. Excitement. I don't know. I have the map. Yeah, I'm right at the edge of the mushroom biome right now, and so I should start encountering some mobs. And so that'll make things interesting. The topic, or the stories that I want to talk about today, are Brian and buying things. So I guess backing up a little bit, many of you may recall that I quit my job back in, was it October? I think it was October. And so I've been out of work for a while, but which has been very nice because I was just getting tired of it and I needed a break. And it has been a nice break, and I've gotten a chance to do a lot of travel. But one of the reasons that I'm able to do that is just because I have money saved up and I'm currently living off of my savings. And it's definitely, I think, easier to live off your savings or save up money if you don't buy things in the first place. And I wanted to talk about buying things, talk about Brian's habits or lack thereof when it comes to buying things, just because there were some stories over the past. So this might be gravel that actually is like covering up the end of this little cave system over here. I don't usually dig through gravel, and then people always are like, Brian, you should dig through the gravel, there's probably more cave over there. But it looked like this cave could have also just been narrowing and going nowhere. And I know I'm using the wrong tool. And I think I did hear some water somewhere, but I'm just going to explore a different branch. Yeah, so buying things. So the big picture is I don't buy stuff very often, which definitely makes it easier to save up more money. For the most part, I buy food. You need food in order to survive, and you got to pay the rent and utilities and stuff like that. But things like computers and games and cars and things like that, I tend to buy extremely rarely. And I discovered over the past few months one of the reasons why that is. And so I'm going to tell you some stories about things that I did buy over the past few months. And it will probably be at least somewhat suggestive as to why I don't buy things very often. At least not big things or expensive things or kind of long-term durable goods. And so this story comes in 4 parts. And so part 1 is a part that you guys are perhaps already a little bit familiar with, which is the fact that I bought myself a Microsoft Surface back when the Surface originally came out. Did I close that off? Yes, I did. Hooray! And so the Surface is, you know, the little new laptop, tablet, PC, whatever you want to call it, It's got a touch screen, but then it's also got like the little touch keyboard, and it's actually a very cool device. I use it, I think, pretty much every day. I've never owned a tablet or a laptop before, and so maybe I would be pleased by any such device. I hear spiders, but I think they may actually be normal spiders, since we just saw a creeper spawn. Obviously, we must be out into the ocean biome where monsters can spawn again. Oh! I hear spider footsteps. But there he is. I see him now. He is caught in the water stream, or he's trying to climb up to the top, which is not good for him because it means he's going to get the sword rather than the Brian. Haha! Take that, Mr. Spider. So yes, I bought the Surface, and while I was pleased with the device, I ended up having a very bad buying experience. And so basically, I'm going to tell you about that. I went into the Microsoft store because I live here. I mean, I used to work for Microsoft, and I live in Seattle, and so of course there is a Microsoft store right here in downtown Bellevue. And I went to the Microsoft store when the Surface first came out to go ahead and purchase my Surface, which I was very excited to get. And I was not able to get it the first time I went into the store because here's what happened. I tried to pay with... Skeleton! Oh, you have an enchanted bow. I wonder if it's a punch bow, because that seemed to really knock me back, although I was also in the water. The water stream might have also been pushing me back. I don't suppose he dropped a bow. He did not. I guess there's no way when you're just looking at the skeleton bow, or in general, like, the weapon of an enemy, you can tell what the enchantment is. All you can see is that it's kind of like flashing and it's an enchantment. I think this cave is going to dead end, and so I'll get the resources on the way back. That's a dead end. Is this a dead end? Looks like it's about to be a dead end. And we'll get the resources as we walk back this way. Oops. That torch should not stay. And this also might not be a dead end. I'm going to continue this way. Oh, that's going to come out under the ocean. All right, let's walk back. So I go into the store, and I try to pay for the thing with my credit card, which is actually a debit card. I don't own a credit card, because I also don't believe in them or whatever, and don't like them, and don't use them, and have almost never had one in my life. Yeah, people say you need credit cards, and they're a bunch of liars. You don't need a credit card. I suppose you can use one responsibly, but you can also just live without one fine. Yes, so I tried to pay using my debit card, and the charge like didn't go through or got refused by the bank or whatever, like when they ran it through. And I was like, that's odd. And they're like, let me, you know, the service person at the store or whatever who was helping me was like, let me go try it over here, you know, at another station or whatever. And so we tried it again. And once again, the card, the payment got refused. And then another one of the store employees tells me, I have a Bank of America card or whatever, and they're like, yeah, we've been having trouble with Bank of America cards this week, and they haven't been running. And I was like, oh, well, that's a problem. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I can just, if the card isn't going to work, I can just go to the ATM and get some cash and pay cash for the device. So I was like, let me try to do that. So I'm in the mall. I go to the ATM in the mall, because there's a Bank of America ATM in the mall. I go to the ATM and try to use my card, and my card doesn't work in the ATM, and it says a fraud alert has been put on your card. You know, please go to the bank or contact Bank of America or whatever to get it resolved. And I'm like, what? So I guess to try to make a long story short, I guess in general, like banks, when you are using your card, in order, one of the ways that they try to prevent fraud is to make sure that the amount of money that you're spending is commensurate with the type of store or establishment that you're spending it at. Does this go anywhere down here? It looks like it might. Whoa, this might go further down than I want to. Yeah, I think this will be safe. Let's hope so. All right. And apparently what had happened was the, you know, like you try to spend like $1,000 at a gas station or something, like I guess the banks say, hey, something is going on here. You shouldn't be spending $1,000 on gas at a gas station. And so they decide it's, you know, a fraudulent transaction is trying to be done on your card or whatever. So something had been at the Microsoft store, like Bank of America had it like listed as the wrong kind of store or something. And so trying to spend as much money as I was to purchase the Surface, which is a nice piece of hardware, yeah, like triggered the fraud alert kind of stuff. And as a result, I got a fraud alert put on my card. And so it was a pain in the neck, but not a huge pain, because I went to the bank, and yeah, I went to the bank first of all and ended up just getting some cash out of my account, like actually, from bank teller or whatever, so that I could go buy the Surface, because it was like the day they came out and I didn't know if they were going to sell out. They did not, but I wanted to go ahead and get it that day, and because I was excited about the device. And yeah, and then like you get like an automated thing, a phone call from the bank when they put the fraud alert on your card, and they're like, hey, someone tried to make a transaction of this amount, in the past few hours, and you just, it's just like this automated phone thing, and it's like, and, like the transaction was rejected because it seemed like it was fraudulent, but if you actually made this purchase, then you can press 1 or something, and blah, 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 and it will fix the, fraud alert on the card or whatever, and I was like, yes, I, actually made the purchase. Hello, Bat! Ha-ha! You make a fun noise when you are dead, or in your death throes, or dying, or being killed. And I see redstone over here, and so let's grab the Silk Touch pick so that it will not take up as much inventory space. So in any case, I like press the buttons on the phone or whatever, and like, yeah, I made this purchase or whatever, and take the fraud alert off of my card. And yeah, the next day my card is working again or whatever, and so I figure, okay, that was a pain in the neck, and that's all resolved. Then, at the end of the next month, I get my bank statement, and you should always check your bank statements. It is rare that errors occur, but when they do, you will be happy that you were aware of them. And so, darn it, and it's letting water in, and I might have just blown up some of the iron that I was trying to get over here. No, maybe it didn't blow up the iron. I check my bank statement, and I have where I took out a bunch of cash in order to pay for the Surface at the Microsoft store. And then the next day, there were 2 cases where basically like they tried to charge the Surface on my card, and then the charge got like reversed like immediately. And then the next day, the charge went through again and actually went through. And so I paid for the Surface with cash, but then the bank also says that I paid for the Surface on my card. And so I ended up paying twice for the device. And I realized this like a month later. And so that was a pain in the neck. And so I go down to the Microsoft store, and they're like, we don't have records of getting, the money on your card. And so you should just go to the bank, and like they have, automated procedures for dealing with this kind of stuff for, when there's errors in cards or whatever, like happens all the time. I'm sure banks have to deal with it all the time. And they have a whole set of procedures and whatnot in order to get such things resolved. And so I went to the bank, and I like filled out some forms and said, I had, the receipt that said that I paid in cash, and as a result, blah, 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 blah. So in any case, this is now in like November or something that this is happening, and I'm about to go away on my trips to Baltimore and New York and London, and I was traveling for, most of November, and then in Florida that was after. It was after that. It was after those trips that oh crap, yikes. Oh, nope. Ouch. Hooray for armor. Still alive, still doing fine. Back to storytelling. Oh, he dropped a bow. I don't think it was an enchanted bow, though. Nope, it was an unenchanted bow. Boo! I want better stuff. Better monster drops. Alright. Yes, I'm sorry that the storytelling... I need to practice storytelling. Is something that I need to do. And the only way I'm going to do it is by telling more stories. And so hopefully it will get better over time. So yeah, it was after my trips all over that I discovered the error and went to the bank in order to try to get it fixed up. And this is a dead end. Okay, so I guess we'll go back up through the hole that I fell through. I guess that I just plugged up over there. Or no, it was right here. Here's the hole. All right. I still hear another skeleton, and I need some more torches. Okay, good enough. But then in December, so like I filed these documents with the bank or whatever, and they say, they'll investigate and, send you stuff in the mail or whatever they do. But then I was going home to Florida to visit my mom over Christmas time in December. And so basically I was away from, my own personal mailbox for another 3 weeks or something. And so when I get back in January, like I have mail from the bank and they're like, yeah, we, investigated this and we can't find any error on our end. And so, the money is still taken out of your account. I hear a spider. And, if you think this is wrong, you can submit more documentation by such and such a date. And of course, such and such a date was the day that I had just returned home and found this in my mailbox. And so it was like already too late. And I was like, ugh. And so I end up going back to the Microsoft store. And this time I talked to a store manager and I explained that like I went through the thing with my bank and the bank says that you guys actually did get the money out of my card. And he's like, well, I don't see it in our, records here, but there's some records that we can't view from the store and I have to like send mail to headquarters or whatever. And when I actually was talking to the, I guess he was an assistant manager there or whatever, he was actually very nice and helpful. And so he said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send email to like, like the corporate headquarters thing. Where's the spider that I keep hearing running all around with his millions of little spider legs, probably about to push me into lava somewhere. Right here, probably. Is there a spider up here? Is that a spider? Hello, spider. Where are you? There he is. Why don't, oops, whoa, oops. I'm still getting a little bit used to having E as my inventory key, which I recently changed because it used to be I here. Spider, did you go away? Oh, you were still there even though I couldn't see you. All right, well, good for that. Let's pick up all these blocks, even though they're probably useless blocks that I don't care about. Yes, still learning the E key. Maybe eventually I'll learn some of the other keys. Like I know you can like hover over something in your inventory and then like press, number 1 and it swaps that out, which is kind of cool actually. But I don't usually press the number keys because they're too far away from my fingers for Brian who doesn't know how to type. Yeah. All right, getting off topic. So I'm talking to the store manager, and he says, let me send, like email to corporate headquarters or whatever and something, and gave me his phone number so I could like contact him directly or whatever and get back. And so sure enough, they go and they discover that they did receive the money from my bank, even though I already had the records that I paid cash for it in the store. And so the Microsoft store ended up refunding me the money. But I had to make like, like 3 extra trips to the bank and 3 extra trips to the store in order to finally get it resolved. And so it was a huge pain in the neck. And so while I like the device, I did not have a good purchasing experience in order to actually get into the position of owning it. And so that is one expensive thing that I bought that I did not have a good buying experience with. So that is the first of our 4-part story. That is definitely going to be the longest part. The rest of the parts will be a bit shorter. So the next thing that I bought is when I was doing all of my traveling in November around Thanksgiving time is when the Windows 8 phones came out, and I wanted to get a new phone, and so I got a Nokia Lumia 920. And I definitely enjoy the new Windows 8 phone stuff or whatever. Although I'm not like a big like phone enthusiast or whatever, like it's nice to have, navigation when you're trying to find, a restaurant or parking downtown or something like that. And it's nice to be able to check your email when you're waiting online somewhere. But for the most part, I don't like I'm not like a crazy smartphone person or whatever who does like tons of stuff on their smartphone. But in any case, I bought this phone and I bought it at the AT&T store because that's where you have to buy such things in the United States. You go to your phone carrier in order to get a phone, and the phone carriers like subsidize the phones heavily as a result of having you sign up for a new data plan and blah, 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 blah. And so, of course, AT&T went and screwed up my data plan. I used to have an unlimited data plan that I wanted to keep. Yeah, long story short, like they took me off the unlimited data plan by accident, and then like I had to spend tons of phone calls and like move mountains in order to get back on the unlimited data plan. And then when they put me back on, they ended up charging me $40 more a month than I used to pay. And I finally just threw up my hands and went off of the unlimited data plan because I'm always using my phone like with wireless, and so now I just have like the standard 5 gigabyte a month plan, just because it was easier to do rather than spend 20 more hours on the phone with the stupid AT&T folks trying to get everything sorted out. And I ended up paying 40 extra bucks 1 month for the unlimited plan. And yeah, it was a pain in the neck, and it's a big hassle, and I could probably get some more money back if I went and fought with it, but I'm just tired of it. And then the final like nail in the coffin there or whatever is like the phone is so. Like people like the reviews of the Nokia 920 or whatever like are always pretty good, and like everyone loves the device, and it's got apparently a great camera. I don't use a camera or like take many pictures all that often. I have taken some pictures, and they did come out really good. But the phone it's really heavy. It's a big phone, and on top of that, like the battery life is only so. And like, you can have a phone that's either light and doesn't have good battery life, or you can have a phone that's heavy, but a phone that's heavy and doesn't have great battery life is like not very good. And so overall, like I have some buyer's remorse about like getting the new phone. And so that was another thing. Like I said, I don't buy many things. But those were the first two things that I bought for myself. And yeah, didn't have good buying experiences, or like didn't turn out to be worth it. The next thing is when I was home in Florida visiting my mom over the Christmas holiday. I was getting my mom a Christmas gift, and I got her a Kindle Fire, which is, like one of the little Amazon tablet kind of devices or whatever that you can like do web browsing and play games on. We play Words with Friends. I grew up playing Scrabble with my mom and my grandmother like all the time. Like we loved playing Scrabble. And yeah, now they have Words with Friends. And so now, even when we're, 1,000 miles away or whatever, we can play Words with Friends in our devices. And so that's pretty cool. And so yeah, she can play Words with Friends on her new Kindle Fire. And so bought a Kindle Fire down at, I don't remember, do you get it at Best Buy? No, got it at Office Depot. I don't know, they probably sell them a bunch of places. I don't remember where we got it. Bought the Kindle Fire, take it home, playing around with it, trying to get it to connect to the Wi-Fi, and it just won't connect to the Wi-Fi. And I like try changing the password and security settings, and I try using other devices, and I try taking the other devices off the Wi-Fi to make sure that it's the case that it's not like the router has too many devices connected and can't connect any more devices. And I spent like 2 hours, and I'm a reasonably computer savvy guy. Like I'm not an expert, definitely, like setting up home networks and stuff like that, but I'm capable. And the thing is just not working. And my mom is, they have a help and support number. Why don't you get on the phone with them? And I know what happens when you get on the phone with them. You get somebody in a call center in India who runs you through a script and says, have you tried making sure the device is plugged in? And have you tried making sure this and that? And it was just going to be a waste of time because I would have already tried all of those things. And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure, the device we got is just a lemon. And so I'm going to bring it back to the store. And so sure enough, I bring it back to the store the next day, and I say, I've tried everything. The Wi-Fi doesn't work. And so the guy in the store tries it out with the store Wi-Fi, and sure enough, he can't get it to work. And I say, can we just open up another device and take it out of the box and try it and see if it works? And he said, sure. And so we did. And that device worked. And so I said, let me exchange it. And we exchanged it. And I brought it home, and sure enough, it worked the first try. And so it was just the case that the first one I bought was lemon. And so I wasted 2 hours trying to get it to work, but it simply was a broken device, and it didn't work. And had to go back to the store and exchange it. But in the end, had a working Kindle Fire for my mom. And so she was pleased with the device, and so happy to get it. But once again, spending a bit of money, and it turned into a big hassle in order to finally get something that worked. And multiple trips to the store, and a big hassle. And so that was number 3 on our list of things that Brian has bought. I guess the fourth one is technically not going to be a thing that I bought, because this was something that I am about to run out of coal, so I'm not going to bother like fortuning or silk touching the coal. I tend to just use coal on the fly and just have enough of it. Ooh, here's some more iron. Hooray. At this point, I hadn't really thought about it. I've been collecting a lot of iron, and I've just been in the habit of collecting iron for days and days and days, because I needed to build the rails back to my original spawn point place through the nether, since we're, what's our coordinates right now? Minus 10,000, 13,000. We are far, far, far away from home out here through the nether. But the build project that I alluded to, that I did some work off camera, was finishing the rail system back through the nether back home. And so I actually don't need iron for rails anymore, and so I should really be trying to dig down further for better resources. And so perhaps I will try to do that as we finish out the episode and the storytelling time. And so the fourth thing is my mom wanted to get a gift for me for Christmas. And something that I had been looking at, but couldn't seem to justify spending the money on myself to get, was noise-canceling headphones. And because I had obviously done a lot of traveling over the past few months and been on lots of planes and buses and whatnot. So where was that water coming from then? Is there a water source higher up over here, or was it back over here? And is there another cave system? Or was the water coming from above? Or did I accidentally just knock out the water source and it was just a water source at the end of this? I hear lava too. A little bit worried. Is there still water here? I guess I got rid of the water source. All right, so I guess this is a dead end of a cave. But I guess we're also under a mine shaft based on that wood. I remember seeing a mine shaft a moment ago. Let's dig up through that wood and see if we get ourselves into a mine shaft system. And also be wary... Oh, of digging straight up. But yes, of the lava that may be around. Let's knock out that torch. Oop, dark, dark, dark. All right, where are we? There's some more wood, so presumably... Where's the mine shaft? Here it is. Great. Okay. We're now in a mine shaft. Huzzah. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. If you put down the torches fast enough, you can get them before the, lava reflows back into them usually. So that is often a strategy that I employ. I'm trying to take out small bits of lava. For the large ones, you can always just use a bucket of water. Even for the small ones, you could use a bucket of water, for that matter. And I guess... I'm sure at some point in the future there will be another rail project where I'm going to need rails. Alright, off topic. Let's get back on topic. Noise-canceling headphones. So yeah, I've done a bit of traveling. It's definitely, useful if you are on a plane. That was dangerous because I kind of accidentally fell down into the hole there, and there could have been lava down there. So let's be careful about where I dig a hole and then immediately jump down into. Because we've had bad things happen before on that front. And let's dig up some more rails. Woo! So, noise-canceling headphones. So this one was something that I bought at Best Buy. And so there are some Bose headphones that I think they're called Quiet Comfort 15 or something. That are nice headphones. And yeah, it's definitely useful either when you're traveling, especially if you're on a plane, to be able to, listen to music or play video games on the surface, which is one of the things I did in the last few flights that I've been on, once I had the noise-canceling headphones. There's a SNES emulator on the surface. And hello, Cole. Ooh, diamonds. Hey, that's a bonus. And we are running low on inventory space, and so let's pop down the ender chest and drop off. Oop, what do I see? Oh, I see purple particles. I thought I saw a monster coming towards me. Lapis is uncommon, so let's dump that in there. I can stack those. Do I have a stack of anything? Here's a stack of cobblestone. Let's put a stack of cobblestone away. And the one stupid plank, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of that plank too. Actually, let's take these planks and turn them into sticks. And let's put away those. That'll free up some inventory space. And while I'm creating sticks out of these 2 mismatched planks, I can also create a few more torches. Brian now has more than 2 stacks of torches, which is cluttering up his inventory again. Oops. And I guess I'll grab that. And we'll get the water bucket back in the bar. Huzzah! Oops! I accidentally... So what is it? I can click there, right, in order to pop that back in. I need to get used to more of the keys and inventory mechanics, because I'm sure, especially when it comes to, you know, like PvP maps or things when it's important to have like good finger speed, it would definitely be useful for me in Minecraft to be able to know how to use all of these crazy keys that might allow me to do things faster. Anyway, noise-canceling headphones. Get the noise-canceling headphones for Christmas. You know, open them up, use them for a couple days. They're great. They're awesome. Loving it, loving it, loving it. And then 2 or 3 days after I've been using them, and I'm just, you know, like using them at home, you know, like when I'm in Florida visiting my mom, there'll be, you know, gardeners outside and mowing the lawn or doing stuff like that. You can just like throw on the noise canceling headphones and not have to listen to all of that, which is great. In general, I do not like loud noises in general, like any types of loud noises. Like I just have like noise sensitivity. And so the noise canceling headphones are just like great for that, as well as, you know, like if you're on the plane or in an airport or on a bus or something like that. In any case, using the headphones for the first couple days, they're great. And then a couple days later, all of a sudden, I start getting, ooh, down at the bedrock. I haven't been down in bedrock in quite a while, and I was not aware that the mine shaft, like terrain generator, could actually like dig down this far, and that's pretty deep into the bedrock too. Be careful. Make sure that I have like a way to get back out with blocks or whatnot. Don't want to get trapped down there in the void fog. Yeah, I don't think I was aware that like the staircase could take you all the way down like into, like there's the bedrock, and then it went like down another couple of layers. I don't know what happens to the terrain generator at the bottom of the earth. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. We already picked that up. I don't really need to pick up the chest. It's lit up. I know I've been here. The noise-canceling headphones start getting static in the left headset. And it's just, you know, continual static. It's like you turn it on, you use it for a couple minutes, and it's okay. And then all of a sudden, the left headphone is just putting out constant static. And it's loud static, like hurting your ears kind of thing. The first time it happened to me, I was like, ah! And like had to like take the headphones off. Yep, and like I tried switching out the batteries, I tried, you know, this and that. I read through the little instruction manual for like other things. I made sure all the connections were fine. I tried connecting it to other devices other than the Surface to make sure it wasn't the, you know, Surface putting out, you know, bad audio or something like that, and tried it, you know, on other things. Nope. It was the headphones. And these headphones we ended up buying at Best Buy, which is a ways away from where my mom lives. And so had to drive all the way back down to the Best Buy and say, hey, they're getting constant static. And, you know, salesperson there tried them on. Sure enough, they heard the static and exchanged them. And the next one worked. And so once again, I, you know, in the end, got something that I wanted. But again, it was a big pain in the neck and had to go, you know, waste a bunch of time and exchange it and, you know, have the receipts and go and find the receipt for it again because it was a Christmas gift and blah, 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 blah. And so those are basically the 4 most expensive things that I've tried to buy in the past, you know, 3 months or 6 months. And all 4 of them had bad experiences in terms of buying the thing or purchasing it or just being a hassle. And yeah, so I know that this has happened in the past to me as well. So I don't know if I'm just unlucky or if this is just, you know, like, I tend to think that this is just, you know, like what buying things is like, and like owning material goods is just like a pain in the neck. And so I just tend to be a person who doesn't buy much stuff because I find that stuff tends to be as much of a hassle as it is, you know, a benefit for the reasons that you want to have the stuff or the things in the first place. And so I don't buy much stuff. And that is just kind of a story of part of the reasons that I don't buy much stuff. I should go ahead and give one positive experience, which is I was trying to think of if there's anything that I've bought, you know, on the order of like, you know, $250 or more in the past year, other than those things. And I bought a solid state hard drive for this computer, which I'm currently recording Minecraft on as we speak, and haven't had any problems with that. I bought it secondhand from a friend of mine who tends to buy tons of computer hardware and then like upgrade to the next stuff and then has lots of leftover stuff that he wants to get rid of. And so in some sense, it was something that was already kind of like pre-used and so couldn't have been immediately faulty. I hear skeletons. And so I had some kind of, you know, on the one hand, secondhand, and on the other hand, it has like protection from, you know, it isn't an immediate lemon because someone else has already used it. But yeah, it's not the case that every single possible thing that I buy turns out to have problems of one sort or another. But yeah, just a lot of them. And so I don't buy much stuff, but the good news is it means I don't spend a whole lot of money, and so I have a lot of money saved up, and so I can continue. I've been thinking a little bit about jobs, but really still not at the point to where I'm interested to try to go find another job yet. And so I was thinking possibly for the month of February, I'll try to do like pretend that YouTube is a full-time job, even though like I don't make nearly enough money to like, you know, buy food or rent or any stuff any stuff like that. I'd have to become a much bigger YouTube channel, but at the same time I enjoy making the videos, and there's a bunch of things that I want to try out, like both in terms of builds, and I was talking about possibly playing games other than Minecraft, craziness, and yeah, do more video editing. I still have to finish off, mentioned in the previous episode, and putting together kind of like highlight clips of Uncharted Territory, and I need to finish editing that, which I think will be a fun video that a lot of people will enjoy. And so yeah, I think maybe, at least for the next few weeks, I'm not in a rush to get a job, and I have enough savings saved up that I don't need to be. I'm not going to starve anytime in the next few weeks. And so, hopefully, that means good stuff for you guys in terms of being able to get more videos out of me, for those of you who enjoy the entertainment. And yeah, so no promises for what the future holds, but for the immediate future, you should see more of me, I hope. And so, at this point, I should check on, I think I've managed to do just like, I don't know that I've made cuts since the beginning of the episode. Let me go see how much footage I have. I have a feeling it's a ton. And so I will be right back with you, and we'll see if we need to end the episode. Yup, it is time. We have done enough for today. We have gathered up a bunch of resources. I spent a long time telling you guys some of the backstory on why Brian does not buy many things due to his past experience. And yeah, next time, the previous video has only just gotten published, and so I have to go read the comments on that because I was asking people if, what level am I at right now? Y of 18. I need to find a good way back up and out of here. I was asking people if there's stuff people would like me to do in a mushroom biome because they are rare and you don't get to see them very often. But honestly, I mean, we've done a bunch of caving and I've only encountered a few mobs. And on the surface, there's mushrooms. But I'm going to bring mushrooms back home. Oh, that's what I need to do. Should we do this episode or next episode? I think it's going to be next episode. I will show you the completed rail line through the nether. And I'll go ahead and give away the spoiler. I actually already have successfully transported mushrooms all the way back home to my home village. And it's one of those things, I didn't even bother to record that bit because I've seen people try to move mobs in minecarts and whatever before, and I always find it frustrating to watch. Some people sometimes find it somewhat hilarious, but I'm typically not amused at people's poor efforts. I didn't have too much trouble. I had them going on, put some mushrooms in a cart through the nether, ran into some zombie pigmen on the line that ended up kind of bouncing them back the other way, but then you just, put some blocks behind the mine carts and get them going back the right way. And a couple of them, one of them suffocated in a block, and one of them somehow got out of the cart and ended up burning to death in a fire in the nether. But I took 4, and the other 2 made it, and then I just started breeding them. But it was not interesting footage. And so next time, I will show you the completed line through the nether. This is not going to be ocean water, I don't think, but what kind of water? Oh no, that water's going to go knock out some torches probably. Where am I? Hello. Light. Oh, it's just a little underground lake. Hello, little underground lake. You have nothing of interest. All right, I'm going to dig myself out of here. Yeah, let's go ahead and end the episode. Yeah, and next time I will show you the completed rail line, and we will actually go home, but I will also check the comments to see if there are other things that people want me to do in the mushroom biome. And if there are, well, at this point, we actually have a couple of good ways we could get back. I can sleep in a bed here, and then not sleep in a bed back there, and then we can use the end trick if we just want to teleport back. But now with the rail line, like, it only takes, I don't know, like 7 minutes to ride the rail line, the, thousands of blocks to get out here. I got the on a rail achievement at some point off camera when I was building the rail line. So for those of you who were dying to see me actually get the achievement, sorry, I got it off camera. But yeah, we'll be able to travel back here anytime we want now pretty easily. And so if there are things that people want me to do in the mushroom biome, we can always come back and do them later. I spent time making sure that I brought grass and reeds and different plants and things out to the mushroom biome, and then later when I was sailing around, I discovered that there's already some little grassy islands, right on the outskirts of the mushroom biome, and so I would have been able to get grass and wheat and those kind of things on my own, even if I hadn't brought them out here. But in any case, it's always good to be prepared. All right, I've spent enough time rambling. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are having a great day. I will see you again soon, and next time we'll go back to our home village that we haven't been to on camera since November? I guess I did have episodes in December. In any case, it's been a long time, so I'm sure some of you are itching to see our home village again. And then, then I could start on one of the build projects. Oh my gosh, I have to decide if I really want to do it. I have a really big build project that I'm thinking about, but it's going to take a lot of effort. Maybe I can do some streaming or some off-camera work. I'll think about it. I'm rambling again. Hope you guys are having a great day. See you again soon. Bye-bye.